Yo, what up, what up, what up, and welcome everybody back to Pino News. I apologize. We had to take a week off because we was in YouTube jail. It is what it is. You know how YouTube does it sometimes, man. We don't really have a choice about what happens. We end up getting popped every once in a while. And this time we got clipped and we had to sit for a week and relax because I stood here and said that, well, America, you know what I'm saying, is a republic. And apparently that is, implying that Americans, you know what I'm saying, the American elections aren't real or whatever the case is, they're fucking YouTube's dumb. But anyway, let's get to doing what it is that we do best. Let's break down the truth because the truth is highly important. It really is. Like the truth is probably the most important thing that you can have in this world and something that is really worth living and dying for. That's kind of where the mentality really lays down to. With that being said, let's talk about country club Republicans, right? See, here's the issue. We have a lot of people in this country, right, who are suburbanite white folks, and they've never met a minority or a poor person that they didn't hate. And that's an issue. Jim McIntosh, what up, my brother? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a huge fan of that mentality because I absolutely believe anybody who is working class and anybody who stands here and goes to work and busts their ass and makes their money and come home deserves to be shown respect inside of this country. Legitimately. I don't give a fuck if you're white. I don't give a fuck if you're black. I don't care if you ain't standing here. Yo, we know this. Yo, legit. We know this. And I did a video on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I know what it is, but most people aren't willing to admit what it is. So anyway, they were standing here and somebody passed me a video here a little bit ago from this guy up in Washington State talking about how the Democrats turned Washington State blue through using homeless people. Well, let me say this, right? Republicans need to have more compassion. Conservatives in general, the right wing needs to have more compassion for poor people. Let me put that like that, because I'll be honest with you, the vast majority of your voting base is poor people, right? It is poor white folks who don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it the fuck out of. There are individuals out here busting their ass, you know what I'm saying, 7 days a week for nothing. Guys who work at fucking Walmart, individuals who work at call centers, people who are out here fucking grinding it out and not making a whole lot of money on the back end. People who live their whole lives in debt and pass that debt down to their fucking kids. That is a lot of the voting base of the GOP. That's a lot of the voting base of the right wing. If you're a conservative, you should have more compassion for your fellow man. Like real shit. There's Michael Savage coined the term compassionate conservative, right? It's legitimately, here's the thing. All right. If you have homeless people in your state, like I have homeless people who live here where I live at, right, in my city, and they form tent cities. And instead of, you know what I'm saying, us standing here, going, all right, well, you know what I'm saying, let's see what we can do for these individuals, or letting them live in the woods or whatever the case might be, because there's plenty of ground in the woods for them to live in. What we do is they stand there and they bulldoze they goddamn fucking camps and shit, even though they may be on public land, right? Without asking anybody permission or having any, nonsense. They just bulldoze them, right? And these individuals here are just poor people, you know what I'm saying, who are fucked up, down on their luck, end up, being individuals who were, have mental health problems, whatever the case might be, right? It's fucking nonsense. Yo, Jim, let me explain something to you, right? So here's the thing, right, about that, the entire store chains closing, you know what I'm saying? Because I heard about that myself. And I'm gonna tell you what it is. We have stood here and taken our society and living our whole lives, right, where businesses are not earning a proper dollar, right? So let me say it like this. You'll have a store in Chicago or a store in LA supported by stores in Topeka, Kansas, right? Because, you know what I'm saying, the individuals in Topeka, Kansas, you know what I'm saying, will be able to stand here and work for less money and buy products, buy the same amount of products as like a store like a Walmart or a Kroger's or something out in LA or in Chicago does, right? So what they end up have happening is you end up having like where most stores, they really live off of like 2 or 3%. You know what I'm saying? On what it is that they actually earn, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they'll earn like 5 cents a product or 10 cents a product because like, yo, we've stood here and we've stretched things out and we've stood here and we scaled up to the point where that's just how things operate. And that's not how it should operate. That's not how anything should operate, but they don't care. You know what I mean? Like, yo, they'd much rather stand here and have this massive conglomerate, right? That, you know what I mean? It might make billions of dollars a year, but those billions of dollars is off of like, you know what I mean? Millions and millions of products being sold with a 5 cent margin. Right. And this, this 5 cent margin has to cover, you know what I'm saying, the cost of the building, the employees, the workers' comp, like, oh, you know, I mean, having individuals, yeah, like it is what it is. Like they're super, super thin in most, in most areas, in most businesses in America, margins are super thin because of the fact that, like, we have, I don't want to call it competition, but it is, you know what I'm saying? Like it is competition. And on top of that, it's the fact that, like, there's only so much that the American public will tolerate as far as price increases are concerned. Like, that's something that individuals really don't understand. And again, like, we get back to the GOP, all right, and the Democrats are full of just working class people. And you're never going to be able to date the voters and be able to relate to your voters unless you are able to get out here, you know what I'm saying, and talk to individuals and look at individuals who you would consider less than you and sit here and be able to really have that conversation and be able to relate to them and come to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is why the GOP is shedding votes because like it feels like nobody cares about them, but it's because individuals aren't standing here having these conversations in a proper manner. Like I stood here and I came up with a way to be able to save these coal towns in West Virginia. I said, Joe, look, the trick is not, you know what I'm saying, more government programs and more government help. The trick really is to allow these individuals to have less government. It's allowed to have these individuals not to have property taxes, allow these individuals not to have so many goddamn police in their communities to pull them over. It's about not standing here having individuals get locked up because of the laws are saying that, you know what I'm saying, you can't drink and drive and shit and whatever, right? That's kind of the point, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Yo, Fat Andy, what up, my brother? How you doing? Right. So, like, yo, you're supposed to stand here and be able to have individuals come out here and, you know, what I mean, like, be able to survive. That's something that we don't talk about very often as a whole. Like, we don't stand here and have these conversations and go, yo, look, what is the best way for this individual to be able to live? You know what I'm saying? What is the best way for this town to make it? Is it, you know what I mean, to really stand here and continue to have all these fucking social security and welfare and federal programs that end up having the communities be fully reliant upon fucking outside vectors or outside agencies like Walmart to be able to get through? Or is it better that they're able to grow their own fucking food and be able to stand here and do all the shit that they need to do? I feel like it's better that individuals are able to feed themselves. You know what I'm saying? Is it better for people to stand here, you know what I'm saying, and like, yo, be relying upon the meat section at Walmart? Or is it better for them to be able to go out and get a fucking deer out of the woods? Is it better to give a man a fish or is it better to teach a man to fish? I feel like we should be teaching individuals how to fish. I feel like we should be telling individuals who fish that they're better off than people who have to go to the grocery store to get a fucking, you know what I mean, piece of meat. I think that's important. I think it's important that you rebuild your shit from the ground up. Yo, man, you know what I mean? Yo, Tom, Andy, I'm all right, man. I'm cool myself. I'm talking myself, right? I feel like it's important that you stand here and have people who are able to grow their own food and get the agriculture together and be able to sell to another town and rebuild their economy, right? Yo, Walmart isn't a part of China Inc. Walmart is an American company through and through. Like 100%, it's a red, white, and blue fucking company. And it's really, really sensitive about how it's viewed in the public sector. And I don't think Walmart's a bad company in general. I just don't think that, you know what I'm saying, it's something that should be, you know what I mean, used in rebuilding, you know what I mean, a community, like legitimately. Like, yo, Floyd, what up, man? How the fuck you doing, my brother? Right? That's really where I get down to. Like real shit. Like I shop at Walmart all the fucking time. Like I went to Walmart this week, right? And they had Wagyu beef at Walmart, right? Wagyu steaks. And I was like, yo, man, like let me go get some Wagyu steaks. Like I've never had Wagyu before. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, maybe they'll be all right. I'll be honest. Yo, it tasted like a regular steak. Like, yo, I don't know whether or not it's supposed to taste like a regular steak because I've never had it before, legitimately. Like, yo, the link is in the Discord for anybody who wants to join. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna send it to Floyd just because, like, I know it's Sunday night and Floyd's probably drunk. So it'll be entertaining for us to listen to the drunken nonsense of Floyd, right? Where's Floyd's name at in my DMs? Here we go. Here goes Floyd. Right? Like anybody who wants to come in, y'all know the deal, man. Everybody is fully welcome. If you're in the Discord, you know what I'm saying? Link is in the Discord and whatnot. I figure, it's been a while since I've actually put anything up, and I need to put some content up on this bitch, right? Walmart did not destroy small businesses, right? Legit. Like, like, I'll be honest with you. We got like 4 Walmarts around here, but we got like 30 grocery stores. Like, Walmart does not destroy small businesses. What destroys small businesses is the Chinese fucking products, right? From places like Home Depot and Lowe's, making things that used to be fixable, like completely fucking, replaceable. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where it is. Like, that's really what it's hitting for. The end of the day, like, let me put it like this, right? So like if you used to go and have like your lawnmower fixed back in like the 60s and 70s and 80s, right? You'd go and have like your lawn implements fixed, right? Because they cost you a bunch of money. So it's way cheaper to go and tell somebody like, hey man, can you, straighten out my the drive shaft in this whatchamacallit, right? In this lawnmower, rather than just throwing it away and getting another one for $150. Like that's what it's supposed to be. But the problem is that we've got lawnmowers that are $150. So like there's no point in having somebody go and straighten out your shit and have it be dangerous because there's a blade swinging off of it. I mean, like that's just real shit. You know what I mean? Well, we got Giant, we got Wise Markets, you know what I'm saying? We got Sharp Shoppers, we got Walmart, we got I'm trying to think here. Trying to think of all the stores that we have here that are just PA stores because there's a bunch of them, right? Oh, we got local, like just normal places that are small, you know what I'm saying? Like Boyers and you know what I'm saying? Trying to think here, like the Shop and Hops. Like we got a bunch of small grocery stores, you know what I'm saying, that are just like ours. You know what I mean? Yeah, I fix lawnmowers all the goddamn time too. But here's the thing though, like you'd never be able to form a business out of fixing lawnmowers. Yeah, but the problem is like, you have these cheap goods that are made in the third world, right? And it's not Walmart selling washers and dryers. It's not Walmart selling, you know what I'm saying, refrigerators. It's not Walmart selling lawnmowers, you know what I'm saying? It's not Walmart selling, cars and shit. It's not it's not Walmart out here like killing these type of jobs. Legit. You know what I mean? Like, Walmart aren't killing a repairman. Lowe's is and Home Depot is. But nobody wants to have a conversation about them, just in general. Right. So like in the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's really destroying American jobs? Is it really Walmart? No. Like that's kind of the deal. Right. So like, in the end of the day, it's not really like, and that's the thing is like, you can't even buy parts anymore for a lot of stuff because they just flat don't make them because it's unnecessary. I mean, granted, like, 90% of lawnmowers are either run by like Briggs and Stratton or, you know what I'm saying, Honda Motors, one of the two, right? So you can stand here like, Trump did not kill the jobs when he shut the country down. Harold Sheckelbond, no, it's not true, right? Let's be honest here, all right? Like, when the country got shut down, like, that was a state by state thing. That literally didn't have a goddamn thing to do with the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, with Trump or the federal government. He kicked it down to the states. Like, that's what the federal government's supposed to do. Like, he didn't force nobody to shut shit down. Like, they took guidance from, it was CDC guidance, but like, that wasn't law. There wasn't a rule that said he had to shut the country down. You know what I mean? Like that's something, you know what I mean? That like, we have to tell the truth again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's important that you have to tell the fucking truth. Yo, Harold, let me put this like this, Fat Andy, about everything used to be delivered. Like, yo, that's been mentioned a bunch of time about them standing here cutting down, you know what I'm saying, or cutting off whatchamacallit, cutting out the middleman, right? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the deal, right? And they're going back to a delivery model now at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he didn't put FEMA in charge. FEMA's not in charge of shit. Like, like, yo, Floyd, what up, nigga?
What up, Tom?
Yo, what's going on, my brother? How you doing?
I'm all right, man.
Yo, man, fucking yeah. Like, dude, so how do you feel about this situation right now?
Jesus, which situation we talking about here? I mean, we're about in a bunch of crises.
Well, I feel you, right? But like what I'm saying is that like yo, and Fat Andy, let me be real here. Like, yo, we got what's known as Peapod that's run out of Giant right now. And like yo, they're standing here like yo, delivering all your groceries to your house. Yo, Neffel, what up, nigga?
Oh man, it's all right. I'm just relaxing. I was able to go home early today, so I didn't have to come home like late as hell tonight.
Yeah, like yo, Silver Eagle. And that's the point. Is like yo, there's governments that flat did not shut down, like South Dakota, North Dakota, and Florida, and places like Montana, and you know what I mean. Individuals in like South Carolina, like yo, they did not shut the governments down here. They did not shut down the restaurants. They did not shut down all the stuff. And like yo, this is important, right?
We had like a shutdown for maybe like a month or two back in Nevada, but everything just practically all open. It's just they just got the new bullshit guidelines going on. So the town's running.
Harold, yo, that state of emergency thing that he fucking put into power, it was legitimately just, yo, when you declare a state of emergency, what you do is you make national funds available for things. Right, that's not about putting like yo anybody in charge when you declare a state of emergency. It's nothing more than going, okay, well, we need to, you know, I mean, whatever spending we're going to have to do to get out of this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't have Instacart here. I've heard of it. You know what I'm saying? It's a West Coast thing, but on the East Coast, like yo, we have different, like a whole, like yo, Pennsylvania had its own shit altogether. Like none of our stuff is like yours. Like when
Instacart is basically Uber, but for groceries. That's pretty much just was some.
Like what we have here is like the grocery stores themselves that are individual chains that are just in Pennsylvania. Like yo, they do their own deliveries, right? Like that's kind of the deal. You know what I mean? Yo, who has everyone wearing a burqa? It's not a yo. Anyway,
oh
right.
My god, dude. I know the meme, but like, oh, everyone's required to wear face mask when they go inside. It's not a face mask and a burqa are two different things. A face mask is just basically a piece of cloth, which could be anything, like a freaking bandana or like one of those medical masks. A burqa is a cloth that covers your entire head. It's basically a bag over your head. That's what a burqa is.
All right, Harold. I mean, like, let me explain this. Let me explain this really simple to Harold, right? Because this is important. You guys read this real quick if you want to. Okay, so here's the important thing that you need to understand. First off, like yo, the stock market is not the corporations. All right, when you bail out the stock market, you're not bailing out corporations. What you're doing is you're allowing what up, some guy? How you doing, man? Nice to see you out here, right? Right. So here's the deal. Here's what happened. So there is $70 trillion in 401k money out there, right? And then on top of that, there's pensions. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? There's local municipal bonds to pay for things like government pensions, right? And all this money is tied up in the market. So when you stand here and you have all this money tied up inside of the market, what ends up is you end up having old people being fully reliant upon this fucking money that's in the market right now. So if you don't have liquidity in the market and have the market actually growing, you're going to have old people taking out less money than they put the fuck in, or less money than they were expecting. And old people will end up not being able to pay their bills and their fucking, for their medications and all these things. And that's a fucking problem. right? That's something that, you know, I mean, legitimately, a lot of individuals don't understand. Like, yo, when they bailed out that 2008 joint, what they were really doing was they were bailing out the pension funds. And they were bailing out the 401ks because, like, yo, everybody's retirement is tied to this fucking market. That's highly important. Yo, what up, Mr. Gomez? Nice to see you out here, right? And that's highly important for everybody to understand. Go ahead, man.
I just so now we got these hedge fund idiots right now that are like super pissed off at GameStop.
Yeah, it's not it. That's not it at all. Yo, like,
Yeah,
what happened? What happens is, all right, you can bet on whether or not a stock's going to go up and down, right? So, like, a whole bunch of people bet the GameStop stock was going to go down, which was pretty much a sure bet, right? Because, like, it's a garbage ass company. We all know it's a garbage company. There isn't a one of us who hasn't, you know, I mean, at minimum, felt like going in there with the bat and cracking the goddamn fucking guy behind the counter over his fucking head because he just offered you 30 cents for a fucking game you paid $50 for a month ago. Right?
Oh,
yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fine if you want to get like. I only go to GameStop to get like Steam gift cards and maybe like new game titles, but not to trade up old games. Basically, where you have to sell at a wholesale and then sell it at a less than wholesale price, just so they could resell it at retail value. And by that time, the value of the game was already dropped. So,
like,
you know,
dude, I could extend that argument to like fucking pawn shops and shit too. Like,
yo, look, with a pawn shop, you would minimum have a conversation with them. At GameStop, they have a number, right? And like, yo, they look the number up and they go, "This is how much this is worth." But here's the thing: like, for instance, if I bring something back with a goddamn receipt that I bought there, and I go, "Yo, look, I don't need this anymore," you know what I mean? Like, I thought I was going to need it. I'm not going to need it. Like, say it's a cord, say it's a controller, say it's a system, whatever. You bought it there the day before. Right, and you want to just return it in general. They go, "No, we can't give you the money back. We can give you like fucking like 10% of what the fuck it is you paid for it." I'm like, "Nigga, I'm just
we'll give you a store credit."
Store credit. Oh like, man, that was like that was the one thing I did not go and go. Oh, what store credit? I don't get my money back. So I might as well just trade old games, get store credit, and whenever I get a new game, I just use some of that store credit to bring the price down, and then pay the rest cash. I was like, dude, if I wanted to trade games that way, I would just trade the fucking games.
Like, yo, I'm not. Yeah, like, and that's the thing is like we all knew GameStop was a garbage company, just in general. Right.
It deserves to go down. Let's be real here.
Right. But here's the thing. So like what they did was though, is they found out that all these hedge funds held like shorts to the point where like they had like 140% of the fucking shares shorted, which basically means they borrowed 140% of a company. So that means 40% that didn't exist. Snugs McLeod, what up, man? Welcome. Right. So when they stood here and they shorted out, you know, I mean, that extra 40%, people just started fucking buying the dog shit out of GameStop to pump the price up. So in the end of the month, when they had to fucking return those goddamn shares, or the option would or the option would close on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would have to basically rebuy those shares at a much higher price, losing their money, and in turn creating kind of like a fucking a perpetual motion machine to drive the fucking stock price up. Which, if you were already holding the stock, that would have meant that like fucking you would have made a killing on it. That's why it went up, you know what I'm saying, from like $12 to $170.
Right? Yeah.
That's why they're mad. They're mad that they got hosed, and the fucking normies, fucking the retail investor, fucking just took them the fuck out. Like they ended up like they had a couple of hedge funds that end up having to declare bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that like a lot of individuals like, yo, this is, you know, I mean, this is technicals of goddamn fucking like Wall Street and, you know, I mean, fucking money and shit that a lot of people really don't understand in the end of the day. I've actually made like 3 videos explaining this to people so that everybody understood how it went. I made a video with animation so that you could understand how the fuck this went.
Oh.
Maybe I'm just stupid or something, man.
Maybe you're just not watching my content, or because you would have known exactly what was happening the day it was happening. You need to watch my content, asshole. That's half the fucking problem is niggas don't be watching my content and then be like, oh, I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, that's because like, yo, you're not watching my content. You're fucking like, yo, you're fucking up because I explain it to you when it fucking happens. That way you don't have to go, oh, I don't understand what's happening. You know what I mean? Talk all types of retarded shit. Michael Hatfield, what up? And what up, Fat Andy? Yo, what, nigga? Is my shit fucking up?
Not as far as I know. No.
Okay, cool. All right. Give somebody just put Tom. Yo, man, listen, Joe, Harold Shacklebond, I think legitimately, like, I think this nigga, like, yo, he's Kevin Dugan. What up, nigga? Fucking nice to see you out here. Michael Hatfield, like, yo, my brother, how the fuck you doing? You know what I mean? Like, yo, it is what it is. Yo, it's nice to see everybody out again. Yeah, I've been kind of like, yo, I caught a strike about a week ago on my channel, so I couldn't fucking put anything up. You know what I mean?
Oh, that
Harold Shacklebomb, you were saying?
Yo, he's a fucking retard. I think he's a goddamn QAnon guy.
Yo, fat Andy, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in on this one, dude. Tom, this is your show, man, but I want to personally pounce on this one myself.
Go ahead, man.
Yo, the view on Trump's acquittal, everybody saw that he was going to be acquitted because
there was no
he is a private citizen. He is not responsible to the goddamn Congress at all, ever. He's not in office.
Yeah. It was a bullshit trial.
You cannot try him.
Well, first off, here's the thing, right? Like, yo, they legitimately stood here and doctored up tweets and doctored up motherfucking evidence against the fucking president, right? And like, yo, his lawyers flat out showed like, yo, they doctored shit and changed fucking like change dates and shit on stuff. So like it could show that like his old tweets were like the fucking Jones that he put out in 2021.
You know, Harold, yes, we can vote for Trump again in 24, and I will be happy to see piss pants Biden gone.
He'll be 80 years old. No,
yeah, he won't be. Able
I don't care.
I don't think he'll be able to run for president anymore. I don't think he can even run as his own entity anymore. Not to mention the fact we already know that the GOP is full of scumbags. They'll never let him be the fucking candidate. He's gonna be 80, so we need somebody. We need somebody who is a populist, but within the Gen X crowd. That's what we need.
Tom Pease does not wear a burqa, nigga. First off, right? Like, yo. Secondly, okay, like I don't wear one of them full fucking like wraps around my head joint. I mean, like I did at one point, but it's not called a burqa. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's
it's called a bandana.
Yeah, it's called a bandana, right? This is America. We've been wearing these things for years, right? This is what happens, okay? But like, yo, I'll be honest with you, I like the anonymity of being able to walk into a place with a mask. To be perfect.
Yeah, gangster cowboy shit, man. You know, most of the time I wear a bandana on my face just to go to a fucking store, to get some food, and nobody bats an eye. Back then, 5 years ago, if I was caught wearing a bandana there, they would immediately call the cops.
Yeah, like, yo, that's all this, yo, like, in fact, Andy, that's pretty much my opinion about the whole impeachment. Like, yo, it's legitimately about, like, fucking, like, throwing a bone to the never Trumpers. That's all this is. You know what I'm saying? This is the motherfucking, like, everybody with Trump derangement syndrome. This is, you know, I mean, Nancy Pelosi sharing up all of, like, the left wing's fucking whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, nobody actually watched the impeachment.
No,
you know
I didn't. I sure as hell didn't.
And so, like, they try to pass it off as, like, you know what I'm saying, the Republican fucking senator standing here voting down fucking party lines and not acquitting him because, you know what I'm saying, he was, whatchamacallit. Yeah, like, you know, Lavish Patch Kid got a really good one. Like, you know how dumb you have to be to install billions of dollars worth of fucking facial recognition software and then pass mask laws.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid, right?
Yeah, that is fucking stupid. I would know. Amazon's
let's
it.
get all this badass fucking facial recognition shit and then
Amazon's
put everybody
doing it.
in
No
masks.
question about it. Oh yeah,
So the
that's
software
facial
doesn't
recognition.
work anymore.
Yeah.
Lavish Pat
It's so
King
stupid.
wins my fucking stream, wins my stream's fucking goddamn fucking chat room this week. Shit, like yo, that was fucking great.
Yeah.
Like yo, this is what I'm saying. Yo, I kind of like yo. I'm not one of them dudes who are anti-maskers. I like masks, like yo, just because of the fact that I like going into a place and having nobody knows who the fuck you are.
Yes.
Yo, Harold, these dumbasses are wearing
I didn't really
fucking
give a shit about the
polarized
masks.
fucking sunglasses and shit. They can't even see your eyes.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
I didn't really give a shit
And
about the masks.
if they're not, they're fucking blinding the camera and the police with goddamn green fucking lasers and shit.
Yo, let me put this like this. All right, I'm gonna put this like this. The first time I saw Dark Ninja's picture with those underwear over top of his face or whatever the fuck he was wearing, I was like, nigga, like I don't remember ever putting underwear over my face because he looked just like me in the fucking eyes. Like, yo, legit, you can't pick one person out from another with just the eyes, fucking goddamn Harold. Legit.
Do you know how many Hispanics with a buzz cut hair and is pudgy go walk around regular on a day-to-day basis wearing masks? We live in the Southwest, brother. Okay, there's a lot of us here.
Like, yo, legit. Like, yo, there's real shit. I put a hood on and sunglasses and my goddamn mask on, nigga. Yo, look, legit. There's no way you're picking me out. You know what I mean? Without them the fuck on.
Yeah, no, dude. I look like every other motherfucker from Indiana.
Yo, and Harold, legitimately, like, yo, all those people in Hong Kong who started all that goddamn fucking ruckus over there, legit. Like, yo, that had everything to do with the Chinese trying to impose capital restrictions. It had literally nothing to do with Donald Trump. Trump didn't even say nothing until about like 2 weeks after that fucking started. Yo, Snugs, you're not wrong. Like, yo, like you couldn't pick me out in a goddamn crowd because I'm a fucking guinea, right? And every Puerto Rican and Italian and motherfucking goddamn Mexican in the goddamn area all has the same fucking eyes. All of us, we're all fucking Latin.
I guarantee you look like every other fucking Latino on the planet.
That's what
P knows what I look like. P knows what I look like. P knows what I look like real life. Yeah, I practically look more or less like a Latino, like any other Latino. They're not gonna pick me out. Plus, nobody cares about what I do.
Tom's seen me. I guarantee you, he could not pick me out from a lineup of Midwesterners.
Yeah, I could because like yo, you're little and tiny and look like that nigga from fucking you look like fucking the uncle from Napoleon Dynamite and shit. But that's not the fucking point. Like, that's not the goddamn point. What I'm saying is, right, is that like yo, you're like I couldn't pick you out from a bunch of other fucking, you know what I mean, skinny little white kids, you know what I mean, by just the goddamn eyes and shit. Like it wouldn't fucking happen. Like maybe if you had maybe if you had your like fucking
Harlow Chucklebound Shalom says Trump ties and MAGA hats made in China. I need to find a citation on that.
Like yo, I'll be honest with you, I don't even think they're made in China. I think they're made in like Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam or Malaysia or something.
Yeah, China's getting to be too high end to make fucking clothing anymore. That's why like they moved a lot of those jobs to India and now they're back here in America because like all the Indians caught the COVID and they ended up, you know what I mean, fucking not being able to have their workers come in.
Yeah, and also, you know, automation.
Mm-hmm. Hey, just automated the shit out of it and put it right into the goddamn people here.
And we also got 3D printing, but the one thing that you can't really automate is picking fruits and possibly welding shit together.
Yep.
Chinese pilot names broadcast. You'll crack up. Yeah, you're talking about some dumb fuck and we too low. Yeah, I know what you're on about.
Oh,
Something wrong.
I swear to God, it's like the Koreans are begging us to make jokes about them with those names.
Never heard of a tube welder. Yo, like, yo, man, listen, this is what you got to understand, Harold. Understand, 90% of the shit that you're spouting right now, I could just knock right out of the box immediately, because half of the morons that you're hearing it from didn't do the fucking math before they fucking started spinking out of the side of their fucking neck.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do like a welding, you have to have at least a decent knowledge in math and physics.
Yeah. That's highly important. I'll be honest with you. Yo, Len, look, I went to fucking sleep at 9 o'clock because the nigga was tired, right? You know what I mean? And when I was exhausted, I woke up.
Holy fuck.
Holy fuck. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Bang, ding, ow. We too low.
Bang, ding, ow.
Oh man, dude! I swear to God, Koreans are just banging on us, making fun of them with names like that. They're just begging for us to just.
Koreans are like the worst. Man, listen.
They have the most suicide cults per capita.
Yo, let me put this I used to work for Samsung, right? I was head of their quality control for the Northeast US, right? And legitimately, I was a permanent temporary associate because Koreans don't hire Americans, right? Because they're literally racist against white people and black people. And I had a little Puerto Rican kid who worked for me. They brought this little jump off in the motherfucking office with him one time from out in fucking LA and shit. And there was I swear to God, there was these stereotypical Koreans that came with them. You know what I'm saying? With the fucking the hair that was super glued up in the air and shit. You know what I mean? And they just legitimately look just like motherfucking like Fast and the Furious niggas and whatnot. And me and the Puerto Rican bull was over here we was trying to holler at the little jump off and shit, and all of a sudden the Koreans try to start doing all these little kung fu moves in front of her and shit, like we was gonna be scared, right? Because the nigga, my Puerto Rican boy, he's nigga, I'm from Brooklyn, he had a school that had a 6% graduation rate, right? You act like we're gonna be terrified of some niggas doing some Hong Kong fucking bullshit. Nigga, I will body you right now and throw you down a flight of steps. Yo, Ortiz, what up, nigga? How the fuck you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I mean, I think people should realize that just because you're it's like this, martial arts films does not actually equal a person's fighting skills, right? As well as, those who practice East Asian martial arts does not guarantee they're a good fighter. Talk to any MMA practitioner, they'll tell you, yeah, if you actually try to use any of those that Taekwondo shit in a fight, you're probably going to get your ass kicked.
Yo, Bruce Lee got bodied by an American wrestler.
Yeah. Dude, I would not fight anybody that specializes in any form of martial arts, dude. Because I would just get destroyed.
Well, one thing I can tell you is Muay Thai would probably get you 25 to life.
Well, let me put it like this. Everybody got a fucking plan until I punch him in the fucking face. That's the real shit. These niggas all got plans about all they fucking kung fu nonsense until they get hit in the goddamn mouth and all that shit goes out the window. And all of a sudden you stand there scrambling, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on around you. That's all it takes.
Tom's just I'll just fucking cold cock your ass, and that's all there's gonna be to it. There's gonna be 2 hits, man. Me hitting you and you hitting the ground.
Man, listen, my boy, I had a little Cuban homie growing up, and that nigga used to say, he had a saying, he's yo, uppercut and a right hook will solve 90% of your problems in life. Like, it is what it is. Yo, uppercut, right hook, nigga. Served like motherfucker said. That shit'll fucking solve most of your problems. Man, listen, Evil Dead Ed, you don't understand. Like, yo, I legitimately actually have to fucking rumble way more than most regular people do. Like, and that's weird. Like being a 37-year-old male, and I've had like 4 or 5 fights in the past, probably 3-4 years. Like actual fucking, you know what I mean? Actual like me, I picked a nigga up and put him into the ceiling. Like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, fucking, like, I've actually had to get down and dirty. Like, and that's dumb that I'm that old and I got a 19-year-old kid and like I fucking still got to do that dumb shit. Yeah, like, yo, it is what it is. All that taekwondo shit goes out the goddamn window. You know what I mean? Real fucking quick. And I ain't stressing it. Like, it is what it is. Anyway, right? But yeah, like fucking nobody's sweating goddamn fucking Koreans. Like, yo, fuck them niggas. Like, I don't give a fuck if they sell one more motherfucking car or one more phone in this bitch. Alex Miller, what up, man? Motherfucking welcome, my brother. Nice to see you out here. Anyway, right? Yeah. So, fucking the whole point of this was to say country club Republicans are the goddamn issue, right? Yo, I hate country club Republicans. I'll be honest with you. I hate most suburbanite white folks. Just being real. Like, I fucking can't stand the mentality of people who, like, yo, all right, you know what a HOA is?
They don't understand the vast majority of their constituents. That's my problem with country club Republicans. They're fucking rhinos, man. They're Republicans in name only.
Well, no, like, yo, all right. So, like, here's the thing. So, like, you know what a HOA is?
HOA? No, I do not.
Homeowners Association of America.
Yeah, right. So check this out. Basically, what it is all right. So like, like, all right. You ever watch Rick and Morty?
Oh yeah,
I saw the first 3 seasons.
Yeah,
but then, you know, it was like the first 2 seasons were good. Third season was meh. 4th season was just unwatchable. I was like, I could not.
I have every episode recorded.
Okay, all right. So yeah, me too. I have like I bought them on YouTube and shit, right? Like all right. So like you know the fucking episode where they go and fucking like Rick has to go in front of like all these goddamn fucking people or whatever, and they try to accuse him of killing the other Rickers or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Where Rick has to fucking appear in front of the Citadel of Ricks. I think that was God, I can't remember the name of the episode, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, all right. Well, here's the thing, right? So, like, he went in and he said, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, fucking the galactic government has a problem with your grandpa, right? So, like, a bunch of Ricks fucking got together and had an idea. They went and since they hate government, they went and formed a fucking government, right?
A fucking government. Yeah, dude, it's exactly like the fucking...
yeah, I remember that.
Yo,
I was like,
yo, this is the same argument I use against these ANCAP fucking people. I'm like, dude, you are defeating government by creating your own government.
Yeah.
This is where it says you can't get rid of government. If you don't want to play, you can't get rid of government. You're still going to form some sort of hierarchy. That's why the guild I made, it doesn't take itself seriously. It's like we know let's just say the little guild I'm forming right now is just self-aware and post-ironic. It's like we're parroting the Freemasons and Rosicrucians by basically just being ironic. Say we're just gonna be random and shit posting about it.
Right. So like, here's the deal, right? Yo, so like, yo, an HOA is basically somebody fucking forming another goddamn government on some dumb shit.
Yeah,
right?
You just defeated government by creating government.
Right, yo, and this is the problem. Like, yo, legitimately, like, I like guys who have cars in their front yards, right? I like poor people around me, like, yo, because I can get along with poor people. Like, they don't scare me, right? The issue is,
for real, dude, if you got a fucking goddamn 89 Camaro up on blocks in your front yard, odds are me and you are going to get along just fine.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
I just let Autumn know that you're live, so he might be popping up on the chat soon.
who, what?
Autumn Storm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right. Like, yo, what I'm saying is this, right? Like, so I have an issue with individuals who don't like poor people, right? Because I'm like, yo, you need workers, stupid. You know, like, yo, legit. Like, yo,
Right?
you need poor people in your society. They do work, right? And like, I like fucking poor people. Like, I don't have a problem with poor people, and I don't have a problem with black people.
I live among these people every day. It's like they're relatively chill. I'm practically next door to them, so it's all good.
That's kind of the goddamn point, right? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm not far from like a bus stop where there's like a few homeless people that sleep around there whenever I had to go to work. But I see them around.
I mean, like, I can't stand seeing a homeless person who's younger than me, better dressed, and has more of an ability to work than I do, right? Like, I hate that shit with a passion because I'm like, nigga, get a fucking job. Like, stop fucking begging for change and go get a goddamn job, right? Like, yo, fucking, like, I don't really care, you know what I'm saying, if your house has trash all over the front yard, because I'll be honest with you, you shouldn't treat your house. All right, let me put this like this. Instead of Americans complaining about their wages going down, right? Instead of Americans complaining that they're not getting raises, what they do is they blame other people who fucking fuck up their houses and keep them fucking dirty because they want to be able to treat their fucking house as a savings deposit box that they can sit there and fucking take equity lines out instead of getting a goddamn raise. That's real shit. Like, yo, instead of getting raises in America for the past 40 fucking years, what we've done is we've stood here and, you know, I mean, we fucking put everything on goddamn credit. And your inability to get credit is directly linked with the fact that the person down the street from you has a fucking dirty goddamn front lawn and fucking dirt spots on it. And you want to blame him instead of going like, yo, maybe you should have a conversation with your government about why the fuck it is it shipped all the fucking working class jobs the fuck overseas. Let's put it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the real way. That's really what the fuck it is. Yo, fucking Floyd, you there, nigga?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking Yoda's gonna be in the chat, nigga. Yo, he's a fucking sub of mine, and I love Yoda. He's cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're gonna have to learn how to like either grow a backbone or stop talking about being a furry. One of the two. Like, yo, because I like talking to you.
I don't know how to deal with this individual. I mean, holy shit,
really
man.
easy. Like, yo, you stop being a furry.
I can't do that.
You can. You know what I'm saying? You can. You know what I'm saying? What you do is, right, instead of, you know what I'm saying, like just letting it out there to the world, you do it in your own little corner of shit. And when somebody asks you, you just go, nah, I'm not a furry. Like, yo, it's that simple, right? It's like a homosexual knowing that like people around you don't like homosexuals, right? Like, yo, so what you do is like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Even though you don't like homosexuals, you know what I mean? Like, you fucking stand here and you know what I mean, act like a goddamn man and you go, yo, it is what it is. We don't have to motherfucking always be a bitch. God damn.
Yo, Snugs, what the fuck are you talking about? Stop being a furry and burn the costume? What fucking costume are you talking about, man?
Yo, BB, what up, nigga? Like, yo, man, the link is in the description, or the link is in the StreamYard's link is in my fucking Discord if you want to come on.
Well, I think we should. Well, we can talk about Floyd being a furry another time. We won't need to bring about the problems with the Rhino Republicans.
Well, it's not the rhinos. The issue is it's all of these rich cocksuckers who think that, like, yo, legitimately the way they're living is the way they should live. And it's wrong.
It's artificial.
Your house should be your home where you keep your things and your family lives. It should not be a fucking asset that you can draw against for fucking lines of credit because you're not getting a raise.
Well, that would imply that if you can draw against it, that you don't actually own it, right?
Oh, like, yo, well, that's not really the fucking point. You do own it, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is like, yo, individuals stand here and want their house to go up in fucking value because, like, yo, they fucking care about that so that they can keep drawing out lines of credit against it.
Well, things don't inherently increase in value. In fact,
your house does. no matter what. Yo, if you have real estate in America, it goes up in value, period. Like point blank, there is no fucking real estate that goes down in value in America. That has almost never happened except for 2008, and that's when the goddamn housing crash happened.
Yeah, the 2008 housing bubble.
Yeah, legit. You know what I'm saying? Your house should not increase in value, and you shouldn't care when it does, because like, yo, you should live there and you should want to have that house and give it to your fucking kids.
Yeah, like in the old days. I'm back in the days.
And here's the thing:
that's actually what I'm up against right now. I want to stay right here. I like this house. This is the only place I have ever known outside of the time that I spent, being on the road as a lighting technician, and I got to see the country and all that fun garbage, but I always got to come back here.
Yeah, it's your home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, here's the thing, like, yo, people think that like your house going up in value is good for them. Like, the truth of the matter is like in most fucking states in America, you have what's known as property taxes, right? And like, yo, that eliminates like the vast majority of what the fuck it is your house is going up in value as anyway. You know what I mean?
Ed in the chat says, then we need to abolish property tax for that to happen. And I completely agree. Because with property tax, you don't ever own anything. You are renting it from the government. You have to pay the government to stay where you're at.
That's legit though. And like, here's the thing, like if my dad had been, you know what I'm saying, a proper dude and went and bought a fucking house and a piece of land and kept it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. I fucking, you know what I'm saying, would love to have that house when he retires, because it would be fucking, or when he, when he dies or whatever, because it would be great for the grandkids to be able to go, all right, this is the family plot of land. You know what I mean? Like, right. No, and Dabs from McDabbert, and like, yo, property tax is the first form of tax that America had. Right. It was like, that's why landowning white males voted, you know what I'm saying? Because that was the individuals who paid taxes, because this country was set up properly. Right. You know what I mean? That's kind of the deal. Yeah, fucking reverse mortgages are fucking garbage. Alex Miller's right about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, it's not even that usury is evil. It's more along the lines of that old people are fucking dumb, right? And that we live in a way that, you know what I'm saying, is fucking stupid. It used to be, you know what I'm saying, like generationally, you would stay in the fucking household with your family and it would just get passed down from generation to generation to generation. And that's how it had worked for probably about 5,000 years, you know what I mean, until goddamn recently and shit.
Yeah, I'd say about the last maybe about the last 100 years that started changing.
Yeah, fucking about 100 years ago. Actually, it started really about the 1860s in Europe, when most of the fucking young people moved to America, right? When there was massive amounts of immigration into America, right? And what happened is you end up having old people needed pensions because of the fact that their fucking kids were all fucking going out of goddamn Europe and shit.
If I may real quick, address the chat. 3/4. Yeah. Okay. You say Floyd wants to stay living at his mom's home. Shocker. Guess what? This is third generation. Okay. 3 generations of my people have lived on this piece of fucking worthless rock.
Yo, Michael Hatfield, like, yo, yeah, that's kind of dumb, right? And this is the problem with individuals not educating their fucking kids and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just individuals not educating their kids properly. And, you know what I'm saying, the kids not being willing to work to provide for themselves. Like, because you shouldn't be standing here taking out mortgages for shit. You know what I mean? Legitimately. I mean, the 3-piece apartment building, let me be honest, like, yo, it's like, yeah, you're going to end up needing major repairs on any apartment building as far as stuff concerned. New fucking heating systems, electrical, plumbing, upgrades, fucking, you know what I mean? Lead pipes and things of this nature. Right. But the truth of the matter is like all this shit should have had money set back. Right. And like, yo, individuals need to understand about how to die. Like that's another important thing. The people are fucking so goddamn terrified of fucking death that they're willing to pay whatever prices it is to be able to continue to live that last fucking, 6 months of their fucking life and shit, instead of going, all right, man, it's my time. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's like people. It's like, yeah, it's what you said, man. People are afraid of dying because they feel like they have the entire world, or like the entire world. They still want to see more of what life has to offer. But the point is, you're supposed to be the best what you can do, and when it's time to go, you got to greet death with a smile. But now it's like people now want to push towards that, transhumanist, humanist, artificially extending the lifespan bullshit. Now, I don't mind living up to 90. I mean, that would be fun, but I know that my body may not be meant to live up to 90 years of age. And because how swift and how powerful of a force death is, you have to show appreciation for it. Because this is the life you got, man. You got to make the most of what you have, and making sure that if you have kids, grandkids, you got to make sure they're in a better place when you leave the world. Like, you got to leave a lasting impression.
BB, think about it like this, right? BB, think about it like this, right? This is important too. You know what I'm saying? Think about it this way. So like these 5th generation individuals, farming on, you know what I'm saying, their land, right? Individuals who've been there for 5 generations fucking on this goddamn farm. I respect the shit out of that. You know what I mean? And that's an important thing. You know what I mean? Like that's a highly important thing. You know what I mean? Because like, this is literally, you know what I'm saying, generationally their fucking shit. And it's beautiful to see as a whole. I love the idea of, you know what I'm saying, individuals passing shit down.
Tom, that's what I'm saying, man. And that's what I'm getting blasted in the chat for right now.
Arcadia says he's going to live to 200, so fuck off. It's like, well, you're a witch. You just have a longer lifespan than most.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you keep stealing the fucking, like, the blood of the fucking young and shit. You know what I'm saying? You keep like fucking putting children inside of goddamn ovens and eating them and whatnot. Like that's kind of like, it is what it is. Like I don't really support that. Shit's concerned, right? But
well, goddamn, I guess press G to gas.
Like you know what I mean. Like that's kind of the deal, right?
I'm pretty sure that's
Floyd does live on a farm. Here's the thing, though: Floyd does live on a farm. Is just not being cultivated right now. You know what I mean?
Buy some seeds, bro.
Yeah, you should probably be growing something on your land.
I don't know how to grow shit. I don't know how to farm.
They got YouTube, nigga.
You got YouTube, man. They got like books on permaculture.
Yo, man, I was
don't
trained.
Nigga, I'm a sorcerer, man. I know how to grow shit. That's practically part of my job description. You have to work with herbs. Growing stuff is a major job, and witches.
I can't even grow a goddamn pot plant. That's a fucking weed. It grows in ditches and shit. Yeah, I don't even know how to grow that thing. I kill them.
Right. Like, man, listen, I don't know, like, if I was you, like, legitimately, I would, be outside, all springtime long, like, just get, like, even a small plot, like, carve out, like, a 20 by 20 piece, and, like, just start, like, turning it over and getting all the rocks out of the fucking way, and then, like, getting rid of all the grass and shit, and, putting in some fucking fertilizer or compost and shit. Like, it is what it is. And then what you do is you take that and, you plant some fucking seeds and you throw down some water and shit. And, just make sure it gets lots of water, and, like, you can grow whatever the fuck you want. And then you put up some little fencing around it to keep out, like, animals or whatever. Yeah. That's kind of important.
Yeah. Plus you could also use wood ash, charcoal.
And here's the thing.
As well,
Ortiz actually just had a kid a couple years back, right?
Ortiz. Check it out.
Here's the thing, right?
I am sitting on 96 fucking acres, and I don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Right. Ortiz, like, here's the thing. If Ortiz actually had a piece of land where, like, he was growing some, like, fucking chickens and whatever the case is, right? Chickens, rabbits, whatever you wanted to grow. If he had that, right, he would love to pass it down to his kids. You have 2 kids now, congratulations, right? You know what I'm saying? I know whether or not you had that second one. I know you were trying for it with your girl, right? But like, yeah, I know he would, if he was standing here growing things, I know when his kids got older, right? And he looked at him right now and he got older, he looked at him as they got older, like, I would love for you to come home and continue to motherfucking have that land that I worked for and be able to continue on and, you know what I'm saying, growing these fucking things on our land and have it provide for you, right?
Keep it in the family. Give it to your children.
A son, congrats, man. I got a son on the way right now, too, right? I already got 3 of them niggas, but like I got another one on the motherfucking way right now.
Damn.
Right? He's due in May.
Damn, P, you multiplying.
Yo, man, listen, my kids is gonna take over the earth. When all y'all niggas ain't having no kids, mine's gonna be the only ones around.
What the fuck are you? Are you goddamn Attila the Hun?
My dad had me at 32, so I got time.
Like, yo. All right. Oh, Evil Dead Ed. I just did 4-mile fucking hike the other day. Like, yo, I'm still getting it done, bro. I'm still getting it done. Right. Yo, yeah, I'm not gonna raise them to hate white people. I'm just gonna raise them to like themselves.
Yep. I would
dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yes. Love yourself.
I would raise them to
don't hate yourself.
I would raise them to basically be shrewd merchants.
Yeah. I'm gonna teach them how to do, like, you teach them how to do business. You teach them how to, you know what I'm saying, stand there and maintain themselves and grind and hustle and do all the shit that they need to do. That's highly important. You know what I mean? Like, yo, and that's the thing. It's like, yo, I am going to give me a piece of land and I am going to hope that my kids stay on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm hoping, like, yo, actually my plan is, like, over the next 5 years, I'm going to have me a piece of ground and I'm going to put up an extra, like, fucking trailer on it. I'm going to move my fucking oldest son onto that bitch. You know what I mean? That is legitimately my plan. And I don't care if he lives there the rest of his fucking life. Like, yo, it's because I don't care if my son fucking, you know what I mean, goes out and gets his own shit. I'd much rather him take my shit and run with it when I pass on. I'm like, yo, nigga, I'm not, yo, it's dumb the way fucking, like, white people, like, yo, like, oh man, go make your own shit. Like, why? You already have stuff that you should be passing down generationally so that everybody gets better over time rather than continue to struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's in the Bible. It's even in the Bible. You're supposed to cultivate wealth and prosperity, to leave it to your descent, to leave it to your children and for their children and their children, and so on and so on. It's in the fucking Old Testament.
Oh yeah. With the wrath and vengeance God and everything. Yeah. That's still a thing.
Yo, Jews are white though. Like, yo, like an Ashkenazi Jew is white.
And a Sephardic Jew would be Latin.
Well, no, a Sephardic Jew would technically be like fucking Arabian, but still.
Yeah. Probably.
It would be an Arab.
Harold says Pinoid thinks Jews are white.
Yeah, I just addressed that.
Harlow Shucklebomb. Well, they're technically white, and yet they only consider themselves white when it's convenient for them, and they consider themselves not white when the criticism's on them.
Here's the thing: everybody for the most part can give their kids a boost, right?
Yeah,
it's just they choose not to because they're more concerned with themselves.
I'm gonna throw out this is gonna be very unpopular, and it's gonna make me an object of hate.
Yeah, I have a question. Floyd and Neffel, do y'all know who Nick Fuentes is?
Yeah, I know who Nick Fuentes is. He's basically a dissident right YouTube commentator.
No. Like yo, what color is Nick Fuentes?
He's white.
White.
He's light skinned.
Like, that nigga's white. Yeah, legitimately. Just because you have Spanish blood in your vein doesn't mean you're not white. Like, like I'm like, yo, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like I was like riding on left, and one of the Lyft driver asked, he was black, and he said, "Do you consider yourself white?" I said, "I'm still waiting for the final verdict on that."
Yeah, and like here's the thing, like Here's the thing about like your giant chunk in taxes, Michael Hatfield, right? Because I was looking this up the other day, right? I was having this conversation and like I was, I was looking this up the other day. Like, until your assets hit like I think it's something like I think it's like $4 million, the feds don't touch your shit. You know what I mean? Like, the feds don't touch that and don't touch anything under like that. And I think Pennsylvania as a whole doesn't touch anything until it gets to 12 million. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how that operates. So like, like understand something, like don't be fucking scared of shit because like, you didn't like, you have to do the research on this stuff because it's fucking important. And then, like the actual amount of money that they take out is only like fucking 1% or something along these type of lines. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the death tax, like how much money like it takes for you to pass something down. So like if your land isn't worth $4 million, you know what I mean? Like, the feds don't touch it. You can basically just pass it down with no fees paid.
Why does the death tax even exist? There's no reason for that.
Because we don't want aristocracies fucking formed. You know what I mean? And that's an important thing too. Like, you don't want individuals passing down billions of dollars from their fucking, from one generation to the next and not having individuals pay any fucking tax on that shit. Right? Because like, that's how you end up forming, aristocracies where you have, like lords and shit and have people living on their land and they don't have, like fucking, they don't pay any taxes because they just stack it back and then give it to their fucking kids or transfer it from family member to family member. So, like, when that happens, when you have that much fucking money, when you have more than like $5 or $6 million, and it should soon be raised, to be honest with you, because like it's something like 30 or 40 million people have, like $1 million in 401ks or whatever the case might be. You know what I mean? Mark Zuckerberg is white, right? You know what I mean?
Quote unquote. Asterisk.
I honestly
funny
Android, but
you know what
some
I mean?
people mistake me for being Indian. Other people mistake me for being Middle Eastern. I don't know what people get assumptions on.
Yeah, I feel you. Like, I get mistaken for Puerto Rican constantly. What color is Mark Zuckerberg? Everybody,
white.
White. He is Android.
He's white.
the dude's a fucking machine. What are you talking about?
Oh, one way you could really tell what he is just look at the size of his nose.
He's white. You know what I mean? Like, he's a white person. Like, it is what it is. The nigga's white.
He has white skin.
Yeah, he's as white as they come. Nah. I made a joke and I didn't even realize I made a joke.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not white, I'm Jewish. I feel you, right? I just like, Italians don't think that they're white and like, fucking Spanish people don't think that they're white. But the truth of the matter is that they are, right? Like, it is what it is. Like, if you like ask somebody who's Chinese or black about like, who's white, they'll say everybody the fuck else.
That's true. It's so true.
Like, like there's different breeds of white. There absolutely is. You know what I mean? Because like, Arabians are white, but they're not. You know what I mean? And then you have Italians are white and Greeks are white, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like, the white people are technically, who is really considered white are like Swedes, British, Germans. You know what I mean? And then even once you start getting towards Russia, I'll be honest, I think they ain't even white. Like the Slavs, I think Slavs are more like a mix of Asian and white.
Harold Checkerbon says, ask Jews what they think about you, Pinoy. Well, he's been to synagogues before, so I think he already knows the answer to that.
Yeah, like they see everybody else as cattle. Like, I know the deal. Right, but like, like goyim when they say the goys, right? They're
3/4. I don't like you.
They don't like anyone who isn't them.
I don't like you.
Oh shit, Addie's here too.
Yeah,
What's up, Addie?
it's such as that. We are the people of God. Everyone else are essentially unbelievers. That kind of thing are not us. That's just how the Jews see it.
Yeah.
That's how they see. That's how they see it, man. They basically want to separate themselves from everywhere else, and their whole story has basically been trying to differentiate themselves from their neighbors. That's why they say, do not let a sorceress
Waiting
live.
on
It's like
me
they're not
for what?
talking about just any sorceress. They're talking about a sorceress from one of their neighboring rival tribes that they just happen to be in the same proximity with, but they're at war with for some reason. It's such a fucked up history.
Like, yo,
It's so fucked up.
yo, look, legitimately, Floyd, at some point, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to have it out with these niggas. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, yo, you're gonna have to like just box it out on somebody's stream with these dudes. Maybe we can do it on Trovo. I got a Trovo account now. Like, yo, you can motherfucking you and fucking everybody can get in here and give you the fucking business until they're done. You let them swing themselves out, and then they'll feel better, and then you can go on about your fucking day.
You know what we can do?
What up?
You know what we can do right now?
What?
We can fucking get together on Discord in a group chat, and we can have it out right now. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to fucking go.
You know, it's Wolf Blitzer, right? Yo, Wolf Blitzer is white. Legit. Floyd, yo. I mean, like, yo, we can go do this. I think, like, what we're gonna do is, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we can go to Discord and, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, everybody can go to my Discord and go to the general and join, right?
Yo, and like, you're gonna have to send me a link. I already left because of fucking 3/4, because I wasn't willing to deal with the shit. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm ready to go right now.
Yo, it's gonna be uncomfortable. I think we're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna like, I might record it and then just let you, you know what I'm saying, then put it up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Dugan, the Discord is in the motherfucking description and shit. Right. Yo, hold up. Hang on. So I'll grab a link for everybody and I'll put it in the goddamn thing, and everybody can join the Discord. Right.
I am Tom. I am so sorry if I disrupted your stream and everything.
It's all right, man. Like, yo, this is only like my first stream back after, you know what I'm saying, you know, after like being gone for a while or whatever. You know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna send you an invite. All right, send you an invite. We're gonna copy this. All right, here. All right.
I feel bad though. I really do.
People, right? We got a little bit of everything in here.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. All right. I put the Discord in the goddamn fucking chat, right? Everybody, you can come join the motherfucking Discord and shit. Right. Hang on, wait. Paste. On send. Okay. Right. Okay. Everybody, y'all can come join the Discord. Just hop in the general. You know what I'm saying? Nobody needs a fucking role to do so. And like, yo, we can all stand here, you know what I'm saying, and listen to Floyd, you know what I'm saying, get, you know what I mean, his head caved in for a little while. Maybe I'll even record it and we'll put it up later on. All right. Not on YouTube. We'll put it somewhere else. All right. In the meantime, we're going to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And this bitch, Floyd, you have a link. You know the deal, right? Anybody wants to come in and have fun. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. All right. I'm going to holler at y'all motherfuckers. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Yo, fucking Neffel, you know the deal. Everybody, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Peace.
All right.
And broadcast.